We are back. So yesterday, good morning, by the way. Yesterday, ended up blowing that account that I got back. But prior to that, right after I got off stream, and I made a recording, but I didn't post it. It showed me taking three trades right up. Right after I cut the stream, I took three trades for like 340, 360, and something else up in the threes. Made $1,000 in the next like 7 minutes. I know that sounds crazy. I did make the recording, sent it to Kyle, but he crashed out and didn't actually do the editing for it. He took a vacation and he was jet lagged, so he was gone. He's actually on the phone with me now. So, anyways, good morning. Took that trade just a second ago. Kyle was like, "Your strategy is a little different than mine," but I got that 100 right there. That was, and we are in a gosh, they call them something weird. An eval account. We are in an eval account. So we got $100 right there on that bounce. And we should push a little bit, but I'm going to try to be a little bit more cautious today. Kyle said yesterday too, like I said, he's on the phone with me. He said, "Dude, I went up, I went down. I went up, I went down." I said, "Well, did you see the market? It went up, it went down." He said it was quite the roller coaster ride. So he said, "It's awesome." All right, so I switched my MACD settings back to 12:26:9, but I'm only looking at the 9. And I did notice something yesterday that I've said and noticed before. Look, when the 1 minute MACD is going up and we're above both of these, and the 2 minute MACD is going up and we're above both of these, look at the quality of that move. You see that, Kyle? 650 to 710. I mean, the quality of the move just says, hey, we're both doing the same thing at the same time. And for me, I'm not holding for 4 hours. I'm not doing all that stuff. So that just gives me the extra confluence or the extra oomph to say, hey, this is the deal. So something to think about. Kyle says, look at the previous 1 hour candle, and we're holding. Ooh, my 200 SMA on the 1 hour is like crazy rising. Tail bar, yeah. Well, 840 was the start of the news yesterday, right? When we were sitting at yeah. So we were sitting at 17,840 was the start of the news. I said it on stream first thing yesterday. I lost my butt trying to get it, but news recovers a lot of times quickly. We recovered most of it yesterday, not quickly. So one of those times. But 840 wouldn't surprise me at all, which just so happens to be exactly where the 50 MA on the 1 hour is sitting. The 50 MA. So that's interesting. We'll dive into the 15. Oh, by the way, I looked at news today, and Kyle's for you too. 7 a.m., but that's gone. 9:30, we have Fed Goldsby for 1 star. 10:30 crude oil. It is 3-star, guys. I know it's not our deal and our what is it, Kyle? Indice. It's not what we're trading, but anytime big money in the market moves, and that's a big news event. Expect some movement. 10:30 again with the oil. Lots of 1-star stuff. And then at 4 o'clock. So we're pretty smooth sailing other than that 10:30. I would expect something to move around 10:30 pretty good. I would expect it. I'm kind of showing we should drip here. Yeah, I should have took the short. MACD was right. I'm on the 15 minute. MACD's right. MAs are right. 2 minute doesn't line up with it though. If we focus on taking those trades where the 2 minute and the 1 minute line up, yeah, we're gonna miss some like that. I could have got paid on that, but we're gonna have better quality moves and better winners when that happens. And instead of super hyper scalping, it's something you can hold through. Like that move at 650. I mean, all the way until 710. That was 20 minutes. And both the 1 minute and 2 minute aligned there. It's 20 minutes, and that's respectfully 68. Say you didn't get it there. Say you got it at 70. The top of the move was 811. That's 40 points. And if you didn't get all of it, then you get, well, way more than 1.125 points that I'm shooting for most of the time. Kyle, what are your hours today? Oh, you get off at 4? Gotcha. When are you I know it's all dependent on the little one, but when are you expected, like what's the rough date for you coming on live stream and everything? May 25th. Okay. 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 I heard that. So on this deal right here, so we went up, we came back, we bounced a little bit, we're underneath the 20, but with the momentum that we had, would you be looking more long biased here still, or would you be looking to correct a bunch of this little move first? What's your thoughts on that? Still long biased? Significant? We are sitting right at resistance though on the 1 hour for sure. Right at 811, 812. $8.44. Yeah. Yeah. I have two levels right there. So I actually have a level that's it's a lot right there on the 1 hour from 800 all the way to 866. It's a 66 point level. and then I have a gap in levels between like 800 and 768. So I have a 40 point gap in there, and that's exactly where we're at right now. It's kind of like right in that gap that I drew out. Yeah. It's like I could almost combine them. Mm. Mm-hmm. I got you. Oh yeah, right here we're touching it. That 1175. I mean, that was is that what you're talking about? The 1175. I mean, we hit it. Golly, we hammered it back here at on the 7th. a bunch and then held it again on the 8th. Then we shifted out of that level, went all the way up to all-time highs again, come back and level, hit it, kind of like rotated it, and just shot straight down. Boom, that was the news event there. So, all right, Kyle, we'll see you, buddy. All right, bye. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a good one. Whew. I got my eyes watering. Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hopefully it's a good one for us here on stream. Hopefully it's good. No, Valentine's Day's colors are white and red, so we don't want any red. We're just going to take white, which will be our green today. I do still have my funded account. It's a 50K funded account. I have not what do you pay? Paid the activation fee yet. I'm trying to get several other accounts funded before the end of the month. I will activate at that point. Hopefully, I will activate multiple accounts at the same time. Whether it's 3, whether it's 5, whether it's 9, whether it's whatever 20. I don't see 20 right now, but and then the plan would be next month to trade funded accounts. So that way next month we can look to get a big payout. And that would then buy more accounts, right? And then also give us multiple days to get those accounts back up, or get those accounts funded too, and then start trading all funded accounts and just reloading every once in a while, trading some evaluation accounts to reload any accounts that we lose. That would be the goal there. All right, so now they both are saying the same thing. But we are holding this little range here, so I'm not super excited about the downside just yet. I'm trying to be, even though I'm scalping micro stuff, I really want to be scalping in the right direction. It just improves my odds. Yes, I love when it runs up, touches something, and then that little back, doot, doot. That is usually one of the things that I try so hard to capture. The bad part about that is that when it runs up that hard, which way is the momentum going? Or in that instance, up, right? And so if I'm trading against ridiculously hard momentum, what are my odds of getting that? And the odds would be almost 100%. But then it's timing. So that decreases the odds. The timing deal right there. We don't know exactly when it's going to stop and turn around unless there's a big level or something like that. You have kind of an idea. But you don't know exactly when that's going to stop and create 2 or 3 red bars, just a little tail bar, just like say this. Here's a level. We got up to this level, and let's just say that we were trying to short there. This is a great example. Great example. So we got up to our level right here. Boom. We take the short. Except it never went short. Look at this momentum, right? Just driving. Now it did here, right? And one could argue, well, you should have took it here, whatever. But I don't know. Then when you actually see a red candle, that helps But then if you wait, that again, my point, timing, if you wait, okay, you're like, oh yeah. Should I get it? Should I try to scalp this short? Try to scalp this short? Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna scalp it short right here. And then it goes right against you. Well, that right there was 79 to 82. I don't know when this happened. I wasn't watching, but 79 to 82. That's 3 points on 5 contracts. That's $300 in less than 2 minutes away from you. That would have ultimately worked out if you'd held through it. My point is, be long. When it looks like this, be long. Even if it's 4 or 5 ticks. So everything was in our favor to go down right here. See that? Money lines under, money lines under. MACD pointed down, MACD pointed down. This one is finally below the zero line, which this one's not yet. So then when you finally make the decision to go short, what are you doing? You're sitting at support right here. So honestly, the bounce back up would have been the deal. Again, timing, I'm talking about for a real quick scalp. Okay, 83.75, 85. That would have done it right there. So do you want to risk that? Or, like here, these were all in the same direction. Could have went short. Could have went short. A lot less risk, I guess. Because even for a moment, the momentum is with you. The actual momentum of this says, okay, up, down. Halfway up, down, oh, down. Down. And it's not forever. If you're going to counter trend, well, at least make sure these two look the same down then. Holding that support right there would have been a good one, because when you actually had this little cluster right here, which is the same as right here, it kind of gives you a little bit more confluence that that's a spot we're going to hiccup on. Potentially even reverse and go back up, because like I said, 50% of this move was here, but 50% of this move is here. This move right here is stronger than this move, so one would argue that this will shoot back up. So you have this confluence, you have a 50 fib, roughly a 50 fib. I'll pull it for you and I'll show it to you what I mean. Sometimes I draw these upside down, but it doesn't matter because 50% is 50%. And look at that right there. It's exactly what I was talking about. So here's the 50 right here. Here's the support. Here's the bounce. Now, again, I'm not saying that I would hold this for a super long time. I want to get $300 in each account per day and switch accounts and do it again. And so far, with my long here, which was pretty risque. So I did exactly that. I did exactly that, guys. So I was right here. This candle wasn't this as it was printing. It was more like this, right? It went up, it went back down, Well, I took the long based off of this support, which I thought was pretty solid because this is dual support on a pullback, and we'd push. And we did, but I had $500 in drawdown right here. And then finally it held the support, which is not the 618. This is upside down, so that's actually the 382. So the 382 held, and then it pushed back up, and I bailed because I want my $100, 100 and some change, whatever. That was my idea there. I don't want to sit through $500 in drawdown, because if that had just dripped and went all the way down to this support, if that was $500 in drawdown, that's at least 1,200, 1,800, or 1,600. This looks really reversely like to come back down into here. Jeez. We got a tail bar there on the 1 hour. Big tail bar on the 1 hour. Let me get rid of this stuff. It's hard to see when your zones are so huge. I actually think we come back down here. Although we are sitting on the 200. If we slip that 200 on the 1 hour, kind of like we did right here, might bring us back down into this range, but we'll see. One trade in this morning, wasn't a great trade. There, right there. Like I said, it wasn't a great trade. There you go. We held the 50%. Sometimes you could say, if we break this, then we should push on up. And because we went back 50%, Oliver Velez says, which is a beast of a trader, he says that if we go down all the way to 50, then your first target on a push of a color change on this push would be right here. That would be your first target. However, he also says not to trade the 20 as it's declining. Right? And right now it is declining. We had to move up. It rotated down. I'm assuming now, based off of this simple, just this structure, I know what I said about the 1 hour. Based off of this simple structure, the way that it looks to me is this was fake capturing shorts, and that we would push up here. I want to see more confluence, but it happens all the time to the downside. Watch this. I want to show you guys something. Happens all the time to the downside. It probably happens all the time to the upside. I just noticed it to the downside. So we'll take yesterday. There you go. Perfect. Right here. All right. I know that looks really big, especially if you have a giant TV. But look, the 20 came down, right? We popped above it right here. We popped above it. We got down. We shot straight back to it. It's rolling up. I don't know if you could see that right there, but the 20 actually is rising. I mean, look at the, I'll show you a line. Watch this. I don't know if I got the line right yet. Here it is. All right, that line is parallel to that line. So there's no way you can't say that that 20 right there is rising. It is rising. Right here. Okay? And then because of the power of this move, it just rolls right over, back tests one more time, and slam. Now that's one spot I know, but I could show you 50. I mean, I really could. I could show you that same stuff a ton, like a lot. Same right here. Boom. 20's falling. That's more flat, but it is still a little bit rising. Okay? Peekaboo. Boom. Same. Exact same. Falling. Peekaboo. Boom. I mean, that's 3 in a row. I want to see this, though. So falling. The 20 never did get rising there, so that's not as good of an example, but those 3 were perfect. and then we shot through and run off. I want to see if it does it really good to the upside. 20 never got down. Oh, here's one. Yeah. Here's one right here. For a moment, by say a moment, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, roughly 8 to 10 minutes, the 20 was falling. It got below the 20, capturing some shorts like me, like that. I'm like, ooh, we're going down. Ooh, we're going down. Rip. I mean, look at the quality of this right here. And then we get below. Rip. You're like, uh-oh. What happened there? All right, let's get back to these charts. I have so much on this chart versus this chart because I'm looking at this chart a lot for information. And then I'm looking for an entry on this one. So I don't wad up both charts. I can see it smoothly, and I could do the 2 minute on both sides, but this is the 1 minute for like an advanced deal, an advanced kind of entry. This is the 2 minute where I'm getting some more information. I'm not holding trades for hours or days or months. I'm holding them for sometimes seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Like earlier, I held that trade for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. $100, 6 minutes. Still not a bad ROI. Hope everybody can hear me okay. All right, so we got the 1 minute still under the zero line. So I didn't really like that push out yet, right? But the 14 and the 20 did cross. The 2 minute peekaboo down. Now we just want to see if it was serious or if we're going to push. What did I do? There we go. Or if we're going to essentially push straight back into here. Even here would work, 05. The bigger these red bars start to get opposing these green ones, the less likely I like them to rip. We could run along right there, probably. Not sure. This is trying to get through the zero line. We have the right direction for this to pierce, but we want to kind of see it do that. And one thing I've noticed about the 1 minute too is lately is this right here. When we get like this and get below, yeah, that move is good, right? But it seems like when we come back and swerve it like that, that move is better. Right? And then that move is good. So that would be the 1, 2, 3, and then the drop. Drop. Got through, drop. That was one of those peekaboo plays, probably. It really wasn't down for a while. That's not the same. That part wasn't the same. The other was for sure. little bit stale here. Trading is not always fun. It is not always. It's a job. It can be a career, right? So, I mean, you go to work every day always and have fun? No. Unless you're a professional like skydiver or something. That'd probably be pretty fun. I don't know how many times I'd want to do that though. Like, are you just testing fate at that point? It's kind of like playing with fire, right? If you play with fire enough, you're probably at some point gonna get burned to some degree. So I don't know that I would want to. I would want to play with skydiving. 1, 2, 3. So we did make three tops there. 1, 2, 3, and they were lower highs. But I'm still not sold on the down move. I'm not really sold on the up move either. I'm just kind of neutral. It looks more down than up to me if I had to choose one right now, but that's why it'll rip 50 points, right? So 840 would recover the news from yesterday where it just, well, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it just jumped. It just wham. It just ran down. I mean, it didn't even run down. It fell down. The rate of a falling object could not keep up with that. That's funny, skydiving and. It is cold here. Not super cold, but cold. And the humidity is low. Kind of dries you out a little bit, man. I need some lotion. Well, we do have. We're not in Confluence yet. The 1 minute still says it's undecided. Which I know it's the 1 minute, but it matters. Like, it matters when they don't say the same thing. I've seen that too many times. I've traded against it too many times, and I've lost too many times. I got to quit that. It's part of the journey. Part of the journey is screen time. Even Rips talks about it. Alpine talks about it. Patrick Whelan talks about it. Anybody who's traded for a little while talks about it. And I'm not saying I'm on their level or whatever, they're better or I'm better. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying simply is that when you get the screen time, the more that you get, the more that you see. The more that you see. And then you start putting little bitty things together. You go, oh man, I understand. Whereas the average person, I don't mean that negatively. I just mean the person who doesn't look at the charts all the time. They're like, I don't know. What's going up? Why? I don't know, because the candle's green. Okay, well, I guess in that very moment, you're right. In that very moment, in that fragment of time, you are correct. I'm working on that as well. I'm working on screen time. If you followed along at all, you would know I was in crypto. I looked at bigger charts, though. I was looking at 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily because I was holding big amounts of, well, what I consider big amounts of money for months, a year. I held, for instance, I held $20,000, which wasn't a huge amount of money, but I held $20,000 for 3.5 years in Litecoin. I made a rookie mistake, bought at the top of the bull market, didn't know anything about it, right? I was like, good gosh. I watched it go down to $3,000. I watched $20,000 over that course of that 3 years go down to 20. So I was looking at charts. I was looking at charts. Got into Bitcoin, got into trading. Well, not Bitcoin, crypto. Bitcoin as well, but crypto in general. I was buying and holding and selling, buying and holding and selling, buying and holding and selling. So I looked at charts a lot, and then I tried to start actually trading it, like futures, Bitcoin futures and different things like that, with leverage. And what I found out was that the fees were just astronomical to do it. And it was difficult because I was looking at much bigger time frames. And then it was just hard. It was tough because of the fees, because I can't sit there and I couldn't hold a futures contract for multiple days at a time. Heck, man, what at leverage you're anywhere from, I guess spot would be 1-to-1, but anything leverage after that, 10x leverage or something, it goes fast. Biggest loss I've ever taken, real money, $5,000 in Bitcoin futures trading. I lost $5,000 in I think 3 seconds would have been a lifetime right there. It was less than 3 seconds. That would have been 3 seconds would have been like watching a 2-hour movie and watching it go. So that was fun. Real fun. Real money. Not some evaluation account, none of that. Real money. Three seconds. Not even 3 seconds. I kind of wanted to vomit that day. But I've made several good transactions too. That was just one. The ratio's not the same, but one time I took a trade in some startup and I made like $11,000 in like 24 hours or something. And, so there's not. It's not all bad. I had a feeling this was going to come back up. I wasn't sold on the down move at all because of this power. And then we held 50% twice. Target would have been up here. The MAs still really aren't in the right favor. If you really want to set some solid rules, scalping just happens faster. I could have taken a scalp like probably 4 or 5 times already. But if you want to set some solid rules for good trading, find out what you see on the chart that works for you the absolute best and only take those setups. That's not always what I do, but I'm also not the best trader in the world. If I did that, I would probably be a whole lot more successful in my trading. My patience factor, it's a little lacking sometimes. It's like I would normally take a short right here. And depending on when I got in it, if I had got in it here, which is perfect, who's perfect? No one. Then I would have won that trade. But if I had got in it here, I'd be close. But so far, I probably would not have won that trade. You have entry fees, which knocks you out a little bit, and then you have take profit fees, which there's a little bit of spread, a little bit of margin there, whatever. And I would be then in a short. This is probably coming back, but I would have been in a short. Oh, that didn't work because we're pushing. And not only did we have this momentum, and then we had the 50 touch, inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, rip. We'll have a lot of momentum pushing behind this for a target that's right there. I said that earlier. 50% target would be here. And to go against that is, that's why I've been losing more of the scalps lately than winning them. Because when I went, and I know everybody talks about, oh, I did this, I did that, I could have, would have, should have, I did, yada, yada. But I did yesterday. So yesterday I had, if you guys been following at all, my accounts are up here. I lost a couple, right? And then I rotated back through. This was 50,300 and some change yesterday. Okay, I scalped it. And so now it's 688. I've got 2 days in on that. Same. That was a little over 300 yesterday. Now it's over 600. That's the whole goal. Same. I'm working on 15 now. That was 300. Now it's 4. I need 2 more. 2 more trades, right? So 2 more will get that above 600. Okay. So people talk about it, whatever. These are my actual accounts. These are all evaluation accounts. Every single one of them. I have not paid for the activation for my funded account yet. It is funded. It is ready to go. So I got 15 to do some work to. 16, see? 300. I haven't traded it again yet. That was all day before. I didn't even get to that one yesterday. 18. 18 hasn't been traded yet at all. That's a new account that I have not even touched. So the idea today is to work on finish 15 to get it to 600 or better. Switch to 15. I don't know what I said. I think I said 16, but 15 to work on that, get it 2 more trades. 16, $300, 3 trades, whatever. If I take 1 trade, that's perfect too. And then start working 18 up without blowing any. This one is funded. 53,000. I'm at the profit target. It is funded. I have to activate it. And I think with Apex, that's $85 for a month and then $150 for the lifetime. So if you are a trader that believes in yourself so much that you can hold each of these accounts for 85 and 85 is 160, 170. So more than 2 months, pay the 150. If not, then don't. Good morning, beautiful. Ooh, you sound sleepy. Oh, yeah? What's that? So my wife's on the phone right now. She calls me and says, good morning, happy Valentine's Day. Says, the government says I have to love you more today. And so, therefore, here I am, loving you more. She's so sweet because the government said so. is. All right, honey. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. The government says she has to love me more, she said. So romantic. Follow that up with, luckily they didn't make any money on me. And I was like, what? What does that even mean? She's like, well, because I didn't get you anything for Valentine's Day. It's like, great, thanks. Which, we don't really get into all that anyways. I mean, in my heart, every day is Valentine's Day. And honestly, like for gifts for birthdays and Christmas and stuff, we don't really do anything. Because I don't want this to come off the wrong way at all. Because I've worked my absolute butt off most of my life. But when we want something, we just go get it. And so, what do you get a person who that every time she wants something, she just picks it up or orders it or has it delivered or whatever? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not talking trash about that at all. I'm just saying, like, literally, if you see something you want and you grab it, what does someone else buy you? You know? What is going on here? It's saying that there is... Oh, there we go. It came back. So when I muted for that long, it sent me a little message that said something about your mic was off or something, maybe. Not sure exactly what that means. I mean, I know my mic was off. I got it, but... All right, so Velez says, this is your first take profit. Velez was right. We'll just call this the 100% of the move, right? Because that's what we measured it off of, from the low to the high. We retrace 50%. Your first target is the retrace of that high. And within, I don't know, 2 ticks, we did that. And it's apparently not over yet. Watch it go get exactly right there. And then he says you can hold through, but I don't want to misquote him, but I think he says 80% or 82% or better of all new highs or new lows will fail. So what I mean by that is not necessarily that we can only go to here and just go back forever. I'm just saying that once it gets to there or makes a new high, say it makes a new high, he's basically saying that it will come back quickly. It doesn't, like I said, 80-some% of the time, it doesn't just make a new high and then keep making new highs. I'm not talking about a news event. I'm not talking about, a catastrophic deal in the market. I'm just talking about in general, and this isn't even me saying that. I'm just regurgitating what Velez says. And he is pretty dang good. Wall Street said at one time he was one of the best. I don't know if that's true or not still. Can't imagine that he fell off and lost that. I can only imagine that he has gotten better and better and better and better. So the deals got right here, and then it got right here. But I mean, I don't feel like getting long up here. For the exact reason that we're looking at a giant red candle. So then you could say, okay, cool. We broke. Then we had a little trend line. We back tested it and held. Slide that up. Boom, to the high. Take the trade right there. That is a pretty good way to look at it. And look what we had. Like I said, 20 went down. Okay. This momentum pushed. So that's something to maybe look at heavy. Reject. This isn't as pretty as I want it to be. Here we go. All right, cool. What I was trying to do is line up that point with this point and any other points that it might line up with, which it did. So we reject, down. We still have all this momentum up. It's what we're looking at. This momentum up. We actually got the 50%, but regardless if you ever saw that or not, that's fine. Make your line. We touched back to the actual spot, and I wasn't paying attention. I was lining up, guys. I missed it by a little bit. Okay, so we'll fix it. The tippy top of that, and I want the tippy top of that. I thought I got it right. You guys would agree that's I'm moving the whole dang bar. No, I'm not. Okay. You guys will agree. Look, I'm going out. I'm pointing at the screen. That's funny. I'm looking for the top of this right here. Okay? Just so you guys think I'm not just making stuff up because I'm looking at that low. I'm not. Because that didn't even exist yet. That's pretty dang close. Okay. And we missed it by like a tick or two right there. Okay. So we jumped the creek. I don't even know who made that up, but that's a long, might be Trader's Reality. We jumped the creek. Anyways, we jumped over the trend line. Boom. Back tested the trend line. Okay. But when we did that, we made another point right here. With me? Watch this. Shift points. This back tested this right here barely, and we broke out. That may be something I really add to the arsenal right there. I want to take a little video of that. So excuse me for a minute. This is for me for my notes. I'm going to record basically exactly what I just said. All right, so we got up, made a big move, a momentum. We came back to the 50%. Let's draw a high to high line here. We back tested it here. With this next high, let's go ahead and take that and bring it over and look for an entry right around in here. Cool. Cool. I like it. What's funny is you look for the entry off of this. We moved it, right? Look what's happening right here. We stopped. There's no way that anyone on this planet can convince me that any of the movement or the stopping points or anything that happens on any of these charts is random. No way you can convince me that any of that is random. Could it be a self-fulfilling prophecy of traders who are doing maybe exactly what I just said? Or they're doing something else? Oh, it came back to this spot and stopped? Okay, then we want to take profit here. Maybe. But that's not random either. Right? If it was random, it would be completely random. There's nothing about this random. The other day, we had a giant run up. I was talking to my buddy Joe. We had a giant run up. Yeah, I can make this bigger and maybe show you. But I ran, actually, you know what? I might. It might have been on ES. I hope not. It might have been on ES. Let's make this as small as we can make it. It was at the high. It was like, was it here? I'm looking at something. So you had this high, and this high. No, but I mean that does line up. Look to the point here. That wasn't it, but it was something really, really similar to that. And I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was very similar to that. And we went straight up to it. That was exactly the point that we had made. It was pretty wild. Let's try it. I mean, that does look good here through. Actually hit a bunch of stuff. This didn't. It was to the T where we hit the high and it just wham. It was probably ES though. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like you take these charts and put them out big, okay, and then you run some high to highs. All right, way back. It's not that far back, but nonetheless, back. Here's your target. I mean, look at that right there. That alone would have made you a freaking killing. You got everything going for you. You got everything going for you right in here. And there's your target right there. Boom. Right there. There's nothing random about that, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not willing to argue about it. I'm just saying this market has nothing random. And like I said, I'm not saying that it's not like a self-fulfilling deal. Somebody drew that line and goes, man, we take profit right here. Well, okay. You and a bunch of other people, because you moved the market, right? It wasn't just that one guy. It was a lot of people. I don't say guy. I don't mean guy like male or female. I just mean people. One group of people. You move this market, and I think it takes a lot more than one person, unless that one person is Grayscale or JP Morgan or Chase, or maybe that's the same. I don't know. All right. Well, not a lot today. So far, not a lot. It's been chopping. That would have been a good deal, though. I mean, the break here would have made, well, hell, 96, say 97, because you got a bad entry, to 05. That's 8 points. 8 points is good, guys. I mean, that's good. 8 points, 5 contracts, that's 40 points. 40 points times $20 is $800. I didn't hold through that or play that, but I'm just saying that's the point. I don't really like when we go through, like when this gets kind of flat and then it kind of does this deal and yada yada. Not a big fan. That's when I start looking for things like Head and Shoulders, and we got it. You know, shoulder, head, shoulder, boom. That was another confluence in there. So we had multiple confluences. We're above the, think about it. We're above, I'm talking myself now too. Well, I'm talking myself, period. But we're above the 200. We're above the 20. We had a big run up. Okay. If you didn't catch that, that's okay. Again, draw your high to high. Boom, boom, boom. We ripped. First target would have been here, right? Second target would have been, I guess, no, wherever. You'd have to look left. Anyways, this move particularly, though, you had the shift up. You had a 50% retracement. You had a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You had a break of a trend line. You have to draw it, or unless you can just see them. You got the back test of the trend line first. Then you got the break of the new trend line and a back test of the new trend line. 8 points. Also, the 50%, your target is right there. I mean, that was just a loaded trade. I didn't see it in the moment. I was probably running my jaws, I'm assuming. And then we fail. Okay. We did not create a new high. We rejected the highs, and then we fail. So at some point on this reversal, so there was the 618 of this move, just this move, guys. The 618 is right here. The 786 is right in here. I'm going to let this go now because it's just noise now. I'm going to wash this one out too. And I almost guarantee you that if you go to the bottom here and create a line, again, nothing's random. Choosing 2 points. Target. Target. This is just in close proximity. Okay. Interesting. So we're pretty much at that bottom gold target. Something I've noticed is because I put these both on. The other day I had trouble. I actually blew an account trying to long into the 200 EMA because I was targeting the 200 SMA, which was above it. The difference here, right here. The white line is the 200 SMA. This, I don't know what it looks like on there. It's really green, but a light green line is the 200 EMA. And see how different they are? I'm on the same chart. I didn't change the settings on either one of them. Both of them say the same thing. 200 EMA, no crazy settings, right? 200 SMA, same, no crazy settings, right? Way different. But now they are together. And I've kind of noticed that when they are together, when I mean together, I mean like more flat together, but they're together here, and we started to make a move towards them. Wow, that's kind of ugly. All right, so we're down here. These are spread. You can't see any of this yet, right? You can't see any of that. Price action looks just like that until the next candle prints, which would give you that. Next one prints gives you that. Next one prints gives you that, right? So I'm noticing these are starting to get closer together, right? They're far apart here. Okay. They're starting to get closer together as we're coming in down here. Obviously, they're closer together right there than there. Blatantly obvious. That would maybe give you some confluence that this, and again, maybe, is starting to send them to get. Look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Flat. Right there. Then those little things that you notice, right? And I'm not saying we act on that just yet. I'm just saying it's the chart time. The littlest things that we notice. They're squeezing closer together, and price went from all the way down here at 550 straight to where they touch at 73. That's 123 points, 25 points, roughly. That's a big deal. To me, that's a big deal anyway. Started getting narrower. Price went straight back to it right there. Yeah, is that something? I don't know. Like I said, it's just something that I've noticed. They got really... Wait a minute. It's hard to see them all in this junk. So they're actually really spread here. Yeah, they never even they were never flat together. I'm not saying that's like, man, you need to take trades every time this thing does this. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just noticed it. I just noticed it. So now they crossed, right? They were squeezing closer together, right? They're not flat, but they were squeezing closer together, and then we came down. But now they crossed. So, does it keep coming down? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see here in a minute. I mean, the 200 is always a target. Like, obviously, when we get away from the 200, we come back. When we get away from the 200, we come back. So, but it's just those two. Those are both 200s. And then when they come in like this, it's like price just. So it came down to them as they were approaching one another. It was coming down. Of course, I mean they. Okay, I get it. They were coming closer together back here too. We did come down, but whatever. They were coming closer together here too, but it didn't come down. I'm talking about, when it gets flat. What do we got here? 8:30. Always. I don't know. Rip says there's always an injection. Not always. That's not. I'm not trying to misquote him. He says that he likes 8:30 because he has seen 8:30 be a nice spot of what seems like liquidity being injected into the market for the day. Whether or not they're buying or selling, they could just. I don't know what the market does exactly, but they could just be loading the books, loading the exchange, like putting cash into the deal. I know with like Bitcoin, whales would come in. So this is crypto. Whales would come in. You'd have a whale alert on your deal. They'd show the transaction being changed from dollars to I don't know. It's not Bitcoin, but you could see an injection of liquidity. All of a sudden, the spike in it's like Tether. I don't know what the new dollar is on Bitcoin, but it was like Tether. It was like it was USD basically, and the USD was getting bought up, and then all of a sudden, within not much time at all, that started injecting into the crypto market, and you would see Bitcoin just jump or fall. So you could actually see it coming in. That didn't tell you long or short, but you could see it coming in. Gee, I kind of want to be short here. Let's run that short.
Order filled.
That's a pretty good opportunity, I think. Don't tick me. It's a pretty good opportunity. Oh my lord. Color change and everything. We're getting ready to launch on it. By launch, I mean bail on the trade. Should have happened quick.
Order filled.
Should have happened quicker than that, but anyways, look, same direction. Boom, boom. That's going to fall. To the 200, probably get a bounce. Oh, man, I talked a lot. But, I mean, whatever. No one's in the chat asking me questions, so until that happens, I'm just going to get on here and talk about what I see, what I've learned over time. I almost wanted to bail on that, but it looked like a little holder there. Like something you can hold. Yeah. Likely to see. I mean, that was a decent little tail bar there, but I don't know why we wouldn't just go straight down to the 200 right here. honestly. Like, and they're both kind of together, and they're both sort of getting flat. You can make the screen look, a lot of times you can make it look like you want. Like, obviously now that's rising hard, right? But yeah, I would say they're both rising. That's not, yeah. So then the ultimate target would be 64.75 on the drop. However, we do get hitched up right in here. Looking for 64.75. I'm not in it. I got paid there. This is one of the times. Sometimes there's times I wish I hold trades longer. This is shaping up to be one of those times. We're below the 14, or 14 is below the 20, 14 is below the 20 on a retest too. That was kind of cool. And then we got below the zero line, so everything is shifting in our favor, right in here is what I'm talking about. Past that, who knows? It's in Q. We could rip 70 points, whatever. She's got a mind of her own. I'm trying to be a lot more cautious than I have been. A lot more cautious. So we're up on the day. I've only taken two little trades, but we're up almost $200 because we're up 225, but then you have some fees, right? So there's the fees. So we're up almost $200, which, you know, again, in the trading world of the guys who are always screaming and look at my Lambo and look at all this stuff, it's like, cool story, bro. Whatever. But in the sense of a general working person, which is who I am, and a working person, I don't care what anybody says. If you can make $200 in an hour, that's pretty good. I mean, dang. Be right back. I got to answer that. Wow, look at that rip. Interesting. I guess it was serious. So this zone that was created. So when I try to create a backtesting area, a lot of times people are looking for this. And will it go there? I don't know. Sure, maybe, right? I'm not looking for this. I would look for the top of this candle, or more importantly, once we actually started to get above and made the move, this red candle before this started, that would be the area that I like the most. And I wanna just show you something. And yeah, could it come down here? Sure. Sure. But this candle, to me, and this candle are very similar. So if you look at this candle, that's what started the second move. And you look at this candle, which in my opinion is what started the first move. Okay. One could say this. I disagree with this one, right? In general, this whole area then would be for me, if you were going to call that. All right, so let's move that to the right. Watch this. So, all to the tick, got it. I mean, it actually pierced it just a little bit right there. Okay. Right? Got it. And bounced. I was at 50%, by the way. Also, right at the top of this, see, I'm at the top of that red candle. I don't know if you can see that good. So, yeah, I'm right on top of that red candle. Let's go over here. Ooh, super close. That's where I would look for the back test. That's where I would look for the back test. This one, particularly, you had this rotation candle. That's tough. You had this area right here. And I would call it that candle because it was an indecision candle, so I'd call it right there. Oh, man, there you go. Because it's an indecision candle, it actually works for us. You just start drawing lines off of that when it happens. There's a back test point, a back test point, and a back test point right there. Back test, back test, back test. Again, is this random? Is any of this random? No. Now, one would think that if you could see those things and you understand those things and you have seen those things time and time and time and time again, why wouldn't I be a better trader? Great question. The way that my brain is working thus far is I can isolate those things individually. I can isolate a couple of those things together. But for me to put it all together at one time so far just isn't working. My brain is not putting all that together at one time yet. And I hope, I can only hope that is inexperience in the charts and that starts to develop even more. I can see it. I can talk about it. I can tell you about it. That is hindsight. I got you. I got you. But the point is still the same. Go back to a different one. I can show you again, hindsight. I got you. But that is the level. That is the level. And then you had a hidden GBI or hidden RBI right here. So that is the level right there. And imagine that. The hidden GBI touched it. At 8:45. I only got a couple trades in. I'm trying to be way more conservative, especially because this week I've blown accounts pre-market. Like I've really had a detrimental impact on my accounts pre-market this week. What sucks is that this is actually moving well, and I'm not trading it right now. I mean, I am, but I'm not, That should come straight back down. Look, right here. That's real time, guys. Real time right there. It's 1 minute, but bottom of this candle, where it hitched and reversed, boom. See that? Real time. Just happened. All right, so then right here, that would be the top of one. If we come back, we could come back all the way there, but we have this one first. So there's that touch right there. Now this one. And again, get within a couple ticks or something. I mean, geez. There's a second touch. Real time. Not hindsight. There you go. That happened. real time. So hindsight trader, hindsight look, hindsight talk about it, whatever. You have to see things in hindsight to understand, and in real time to understand what the projected next move is. If this, then that, right? So we could have pulled our quick short off of that. I should have. I was just trying to. Anybody can make some stuff up in hindsight. Anybody can. I just want to show that in real time. We're below the MACD zero line too, so that gives you a little bit more confluence on that rotation of that rejection to come back down. If we were above and pushing, we may just barely even blip it and then just keep going. That's a strong possibility. But below it gives us a little bit more, gives me a little bit more conviction, I guess you would say. Confluence. Also, we still had the 2 minute. 14 was below the 20, right? We're below the zero line. This could easily cross and just keep going, just like it crossed here. But it crosses down here, or it hitches right here. It goes, boom, swerves it and goes. Could do that too. This doesn't say anything about upward yet. This said upward. And it went up, right? This said upward. It went up. So we have support right here. Support, 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 support. We blasted it. We blasted it, now it's resistance. Blasted it again, now it's support, right? 1 minute shows up, but we're below, swerving. Kind of like this. We're above, swerving, right? I'm just on, guys, like, honestly, like, don't follow me or follow me. Cool. We have great conversations. I'd love to learn from you. You learn from me. Have a good time. Hang out. Take some trades. If you're looking to copy my trades, don't. If you're looking to copy anybody's trades, don't. Just don't. Spend the time. Maybe get a coach and a mentor. Maybe get all that stuff, a psychological coach or whatever. But spend the time. Spend the time looking at the charts. Join a community. I'm not even saying spend any money. Just join a community where you might be able to ask these questions or hang out with us. We can talk about what we've seen. I can almost quote Oliver Velez to the T. Trading him, however, is difficult for me, and I think it's because my contract size is too big. If I decrease that contract size to like one contract or maybe some micros, most people don't want to hear micro. The word micro is like, right? Whatever. Money's money, man. Looks like we're about to go down. But we're above the 200. I can see a touch to the 200 here. We're crossing. Yeah. I can see it falling here. 1 minute says not so much, but we're swerving right here. That's usually a really good time to go down. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, maybe. That's I think we're gonna drip on down here. If we hold, we're gonna hold. What's that move? Oh, we would have held. I think we would have held up there at 84, and then 78 and a quarter. So we don't hold that. We go on down to 70. Kind of my thoughts there. I kind of want to go down now. I don't like the 1 minute. the way it looks, but I do like the thought of 70 right here. I think it's just going to just... I wish that was down, but there's the target right there. I would have got paid for sure again. That would have been my third trade. Put me over 600 would have been good. Regardless if it gets down there or not, if I took it when I said it, definitely would have got us paid there. I think it's going though. I think it's going. We swerved it before though, so this is one of those areas where you don't want to be short up here or down here. I'm sorry, down here. If anything, on this bar right here, this was a tail bar. This bar said yes, entry here, stop up here, and then you take profit not on this bar. So we're down, and we're down, right? So like we're not doing this kind of down where, right? So right now, we actually had the rotation up. We went down, we shot back up and went down. So now this would lead me to believe we have a nice reversal coming. This is also making a head and shoulders too, right here. 1, 2, 3, right? But what I'm saying is we got below the zero line, which is always a good thing. Here's that 70.5 touch. And everything here is pointed down nicely. Peekaboo, bam. So the tail bar here says, okay, that bar confirms it. Never take profit on that bar. Profit take, profit take. So I wasn't short up here. I don't want to be short down here. That's something that I have to work on so much. Could this go down 500 points from here? Yeah, it could. It could. But the chances of a bounce here are greater, and the take profit area is here, right? I just called 70.5, right? 70.5, I think. Oh, we didn't get it yet. That's pretty close, but whatever. I would have gotten paid on my little deal, but so this is a bounce point, and I think we're gonna bounce because this isn't done yet. That's not showing it. Right? There's the bounce. Could have got a little deeper on the last bar, but it didn't. Rotation of the bars. There you go. Now we'll see if that 70.5 gets hit. I think it will. Might get dripped here. So what we had was the 1 minute rolled over under, swerved. Right? So on the 1 minute, that was an entry at 82.25. Where were we here? 85. Dang, see, the 1 minute shows that. Get rid of this and your aces. 1 minute showed that at 82.25. Yeah, the break. So the break of that candle, right there. 80.5 touch. All right, here's the bounce. We could just run right through it, honestly. Could go to VWAP here. It wasn't super violent, but to have a dead cat bounce, but I wouldn't rule it out. Wouldn't rule it out. There's the bounce with the tail bar off the 200. All right. So I don't know which one's better. Only taking 2 trades and winning, which I'll take that. That is the better scenario. Or taking a bunch of trades and potentially blowing up an account. This is a little bit more boring, right? My palms aren't sweating. That's nice. I don't know why I'm holding a screwdriver, because whatever. But yeah, so 2 trades and winning, or a bunch of trades and being like, dang, I blew up my account. You think about it, $200 a day. Let's just say $200 a day. Okay. I'll do the math with you. Even though right now no one is on here, but I'll do the math with you real quick. Or I'll do the math for you, not with you, because you're not here to be with me. Check this out. There's 200, I was told this, there's 252 trading days in a year. So let's just say you take the holidays and all that stuff, which there's no trading anyways. You take the weekends, which generally speaking, there's no trade anyways. When I say 252, I'm talking about Monday through Friday, not counting holidays and any days that aren't tradable, like Christmas or whatever, right? If that falls on a Wednesday, there's no trading that day. So instead of 365 days of trading, which would be a whole year, the actual trading days are scrunched to 252. So let's just say that you don't trade for whatever reason. You got to go to the doctor, you got to whatever, you're on vacation, you just don't want to trade, you don't want to do it. You can't that day. It's just a day that you shouldn't take a trade and you have enough discipline not to. Let's just say that one of those. So 12. We'll count 12 of those days. Okay? So 252 minus 12 or 10. We'll make it a round number. Let's make it a round number. So 252 minus 10 is 242. So let's just, okay, 240. Make it a nice round number, 240. 240 days a year to trade times $200. An average win across those days, $200. Because there's going to be days you win 800, there's going to be days you lose 800. Or maybe not you, but some people. That's an extra $48,000 a year. Minus, let's just say 20% in taxes. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a tax person. I'm a guy on the internet just generally talking about generalizations of how good this could be. Okay, so you took off $9,600 of the $48,000, 20%, which is, I believe, long-term capital gains. Again, I am not a CPA. I am not licensed for any of this. I want to make that super, super clear. I have a CPA. I talk to her a lot. She's a great lady. Love her to death. That's an extra $38,000 a year. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people, not including myself, that I'm not in this bracket, but there's a lot of people who only make 34, 32, 36, 40, 45,000, 50,000 a year. When you look at that 38.4 divided by 50,000, that's 76% of your income. That's a 76% increase on your current income of 50 grand. And now you're at 88.4. If you add those two together, you went from 50 grand to 88.4. And we paid tax. That was taxes out of that part. Now the 50 grand part, whatever. If you make 50, obviously you got taxes and whatever on that. But look at that. That's pretty good. Not a financial planner, not a financial advisor. 76% increase. Something to think about. For a really low risk too with a prop firm. I'm not trying to talk you into a prop firm. I'm just saying, like, for really low risk, what do you spend $37 a month on one account? Just if you did one. Okay, we'll run that real quick. And say you never ever got it funded. The first whole year that you did it, you catch a nice little sale, and that recurs for 12 months. For a $448 annual investment, you have the chance at making, well, that's not even true. So that part is true on one account. That part is true. If you got really good on that one account, if, like, perfect world, you could take $2,000 payout on that account up to twice a month times 2. This is the other side of this scenario. We did the little $200 a day deal. Now we're going to the other side of the scenario, okay? The other side of the scenario is you can take this out twice a month. And there's 12 months. So $2,000 times 2, we got it, times 12. There's your reverse math. $200 a day. 240 times 200. There you go. Kind of works out, right? That's on one account. That's why you have several people, YouTubers, not just YouTubers, and all those people who have multiple accounts. Like I have multiple accounts. There's the accounts right now that are in the running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's funded. These are evals. That one's not showing funded because I haven't paid the activation fee. It's funded though. Watch. There you go. That's done. I pay $85. I get that activated. See? I need one more trade in this, and then we move on. 5 ticks. That's probably why. I need to scoot that. Might need to scoot that to 6. Maybe. We'll see. Something to think about. Someone that makes 50 grand a year and you can afford to spend 448 just to have the opportunity, something to think about, to make an extra 48,000. You make 50, right? And what's your risk? What's your, so you got gas money, you've got maintenance on your car, you got, which you'll have anyways if you have a car, right? But you have all that stuff to get you to and from work. Just keep that in mind. All of that is cost, right? For 50 grand. So at the end of that day, you don't really get 48,000. You don't really get 38,000. You actually get less. You factor in everything. And factoring in everything on this, if you do fund the account, it's not $448 a year. If you fund the account, you have an $85 one-time activation fee for 1 month, or $150 for the year, not the year, the lifetime. I'm sorry, $85 a month for the activation fee. Say you're not comfortable with the thinking that you're going to keep an account more than past its first payout. You take the payout, you take the max payout. You got your account so skinny, you've got $100 in drawdown. Next trade, right? But you got your $2,000. Cool. Well, now you have to do that again if you don't give yourself some room. But if you're the person who gives yourself a little bit of room, and say the max payout is $2,000. And then you give yourself a little bit of room. Say you make $4,000, or say you make $3,500. $3,500, and you take out $2,000. You still have $1,500 in drawdown. So you do the $1,500. You get it right back. You get it right back up. Now you have your $2,500 in drawdown. You're on your way to your next payout. If you do that, it may be worth it for you to spend the $150 for a lifetime. Activation for a lifetime. And honestly, if you did that, so I said $448 a year. So $448 a year is not passing. That is just simply the fee to have the chance to pass. If you pass in 10 days or 7 days, like today's 1 day pass, you can pass in 1 day. So if you pass your account in 1 day, you spent $37.40 for it. Well, on an 80% off sale. Today it's 71%, so it'd be $50, but or whatever, that close. You spend the $50, okay, and then so you can pass it in 1 day. You pass. Tomorrow you spend $150 in a lifetime activation, which means that for the lifetime of that account, there's no more. I believe there's no more fees on that. So if there's no more fees on that, I believe, then you're looking at $200, and you're done. I mean, you got to keep trading, but it's a $200 investment. There you go. On one account. So that time we had some. I didn't see the quality of the move, but just looking at the bar itself, we hammered into the 200 right there. Skip past the SMA, straight to the EMA, and hammered into it. I didn't see how it happened though. Did it just linger at the top and then go boom and then hang right there? I don't know. The quality of that bar says to short right here. Oh, I might have got in on that late.
Order filled.
Awesome. Got it right there, 150. So the quality of that bar told me to short, even though we're sitting at the 200. Right? So we had this move. That's my 3 trades, guys, right there. For the day, 3:28, the morning. That was from 7:10 to 9:10, so 2 hours. 2 hours. No, it's not huge. Your favorite YouTuber that's flashing all this fancy stuff, which is funny because I think most of them are probably dead broke anyways. But nonetheless, the people who are flashy are, in my opinion, probably relatively fake at some point. Now, don't get me wrong. Some make it, and you have the 1% and all that stuff, whatever. For the morning pre-market, 7:10 a.m. to 9:10 a.m. and I did a lot of talking and not a lot of trading. I know that because there was multiple opportunities in here. We sat down at 7:10, so at 7. Jeez, we sat down at like 7:10, I think. At 7:14, we took our first trade, $100. Okay. Waited because I was really showing some stuff and kind of talking about some things that happened through here. So I really wasn't focused on trading as much as explaining. Off the 20 right here, took the short. So we had a color change. Boom. Right? And that was really risky, I think, right there. That was a risky deal, honestly. I got it. That was risky. Off the 1 minute, it looked a lot better because this was the profit bar on the 1 minute. On the 2 minute, the profit bar was, Jesus. The igniting bar. So the profit bar, it would have been these. But you want below. So there was the igniting bar. That's not the profit bar. That is the profit bar. The second bar, the second bar after that is this one. Boom. But it's next to green. So now you have another opportunity. Boom. That's the last one. That's hard to keep track of, and that's a lot of time spent with listening to Oliver Velez. But so we took our first trade, like I said, at 7:14. We got here at 7:10 to 7:14. Took our second trade at, does it show a time? Either way, 8:34. Took our second trade at 8:34 for 125. We took our third trade at right then. We went a little long today. We took our third trade right there. And the only reason I felt comfortable, which, as you can see, the cat is still vibrant, still living. off the 20. This is all the correct direction. We're under. We had the igniting bar, which is power into the 200. We had a bounce, right? And then it fell again. So this could have easily just went straight through to the VWAP because of the quality. And I didn't see the quality. I was just I was thinking that the cat wouldn't make it. Because of the quality of this bar, I felt confident in taking this. This. Not this. This. And got it. So there's our third trade. And that's it. So again, this morning, this account, $328 to the good. 0 losing trades. Obviously, we only took 3. $328.50. Took 3 trades. Right? That's it. Largest winning trade was 150. Our average time in a trade was 2 minutes. Cool. $46 in fees. $328 right there. Now, I'm actually going to cut the stream. And I'm going to work on my next one. So I've got, look, there's 13. Good. 14. Good. 15. Now good. 16. I got some work to do. And then 18. 18's not been touched yet. So 16 is the next culprit to get over 600. And then I'll rotate and switch to 18. I probably should catch 18 up, honestly. I should probably take a trade in 18, whether or not I actually take the multiple trades to get it up. But I should probably go ahead and take a trade to have a trading day on it. So 15 for sure has 2 trading days. I'm marking all this stuff down. 16, yeah. So we're at 16. Then we have 18. I blew up account 11, 17, 19, and 12. Those are gone. Well, they're not all gone. One of them was $50, so I killed it. I didn't purposely kill it. I blew it up. But I canceled it because of the sales. So I want to be 80 or 90% off on the sales. That's where I want to be. The math works out better for me. Anyways, appreciate you guys. And hope you learned something. One of these days we'll have a full chat asking questions. We'll be able to talk more about other stuff than hopefully bounce ideas off each other. That'd be super cool. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know how you do a heart. Is that a heart? I don't want that to look wrong. There you go. There you go. That's a better heart. The other one was maybe a little derogatory. I didn't mean it that way. And yeah, so like I said, happy Valentine's Day. Kiss someone you love. Hug someone you love. Spread the love today. Spread the love every day, but today is the government says so as